G'day cocktail lovers. I recently uploaded a video where the cocktail was an original creation, the DesPasito, which is a pun based on a slightly obscure Australian soft drink. This is not made by one of the big makers, it's an independent one. It's a passion fruit flavoured soft drink called pasito, and in one of my live streams we were joking that that should be part of a cocktail called a DesPasito, which I made. But then I discussed a bit further and said, you know what else we could do? We could reduce this soft drink down and turn it into a syrup and make an Old Fashioned DesPasito. This is the syrup I made, and I actually had a whole bottle that I added to the rest of that can. So I really reduced it down, like simmering on the stove. It was about from 1.5 litres to 200 mils of the syrup. So that's reducing it by 80 to 90%. For me, the syrup was just a bit too tart, a bit too sour, maybe even a little bit bitter, but this would vary according to taste. So what I ended up doing was adding some sugar, and then I just thought, oh, this is perfect. I really like it now. So if you were going to try something similar with turning a soft drink into a syrup, I'd recommend, simmering it down till it's reduced by 50 to 60%, like more than half the water's gone, and taste it. If you're still happy with the taste, then probably reduce it a bit more, at least 70 or 80% in my mind, just to get a good consistency with the syrup. But if it's already sort of at the taste you want, maybe add some sugar to it at that point to thicken it as well. I've ended up with the syrup I like, and this is what's going to go into the Old Fashioned DesPasito. Much like the first DesPasito I made, this is going to be tequila based, and we did do quite a bit of experimentation. Now I wanted to put some mezcal in there as well because I love the little bit of smokiness there, and of course there's a whole range of tequilas you could put in as well. But also, keeping with the theme, for those who don't know, DesPasito is Spanish for slowly. So I went, oh, I'm going to put some sloe gin. I have this orange gin in here, that's going in, and also that's kind of bringing in a bit of an element of a margarita as well, which is a popular flavor to go with tequilas, so I think that will go well. And then we decided it should also have a bit of zing as to putting some chili liqueur in it. Maybe it looks like I made this myself. I didn't. This is the Ancho Reyes chili liqueur, but something went a bit weird with the bottle, and I had to put it out into obviously I've drunk most of it. I just put the bit that was left in another bottle because the first bottle had gone a bit manky, sugars and whatnot around the rim, and I thought put it in a clean bottle. So that's going in. And another thing I learned was it needs bitters, which of course it's an old fashioned. But I first thought, because it's like almost reminiscent of margarita, I was thinking of using a citrus bitters. The first iterations I used had lime bitters, which was a bit too tart, a bit sour, and I didn't like it. Then I used orange bitters, and I thought that still wasn't right. And I thought, let's just model this on an Oaxaca Old Fashioned, and I saw a good recipe for that used both aromatic bitters and chocolate mole bitters, and so that's what I went with. And that was a real tipping point. Like, the drink was good, and I was thinking, it's not quite there, but actually switching to these bitters instead of a fruit bitters, that was a real tipper. Now, I'm also gonna let you in a little secret. When I show you how I made the cocktail, I forgot to put the bitters in, but I put them in before I'm doing a tasting, but I didn't record myself doing that, so, please forgive me. The final question is, do I want it with a blanco tequila or an aged tequila? Now, blanco or silver tequila, it's like got a bit more kick in it because it's unaged, and the aged ones tend to get a bit of character, and I quite like aged tequilas in an old fashioned. So I thought, well, I'll make one of each. I'll make it once with blanco and once with anejo, and see which one I like the most. So I made half-sized ones because there's a fair bit of booze in this, and I thought let's be a little bit moderate here. So I'll show you how I made them. For a half-sized one, in my mixing glass, I put 1/2 ounce or 15 mils of tequila, then 1/4 ounce or 7.5 mils of mezcal, then 1/2 ounce or 15 mils of the orange gin, and then around a bar spoon, about 5 mils of the chili liqueur. Then I put 1/4 ounce or 7.5 mils of the pasito sugar syrup. And although you didn't see that recorded there, it's 1 dash of aromatic bitters and about 1/2 dash of chocolate bitters. We have 2 mini Old Fashioned DesPasitos. This is the anejo tequila. This is blanco. Can't really tell any difference in the color, but let's have a taste. I'll go with the anejo first. Ooh, that's really good. Now with blanco tequila. Ooh, also really good. That's a high proof blanco, 110 proof, and that's really coming through. I just think probably for me, the anejo is better, but really that's going to be down to your taste. You want the extra kick that blanco or silver tequilas usually have, then go with that. But a bit more mellow, the anejo, that suits me. So that's how I make an Old Fashioned DesPasito cocktail. I think for ease of drinking, I'm going to put them both into the one glass. Just do a mix. Big chunk of sexy clear ice in a bigger rocks glass. And you know what I think it might do with? A couple of drops of saline. I'm going to do 4 drops of saline. That can really bring the flavors out. It's my drink, so I'm just going to stir that a little with my finger. Definitely don't want your bar staff doing this. Let's give that a taste. Oh, I think I've had a breakthrough. Oh, the breakthrough is the mix is even better. All right, that was weird. I was going to go, what's better, anejo or blanco? What is best is anejo and blanco. So I'm going to put together a spec. It'll be in the description of this video. I really like this. Like, I liked it before, but it is definitely better with a mix of blanco and aged tequilas. And I think the saline as well, a few drops of saline in there. This is another little creation I've come up with, the Old Fashioned DesPasito. And if that's inspired you to experiment, that's what I like to hear. If you have a favorite soft drink, try turning it into a syrup. You end up with a really interesting tasting syrup. Whether that's as simple as, you know, Coca-Cola or Pepsi, or a slightly more unusual one, like pasito. Again, there's a little slogan on here. This ain't just any passion fruit flavored drink. This is Kirk's Pasito, as classic as Auntie Dawn's Pavlova. This was around when I was a kid, so, you know, back in the Stone Age when we just invented the wheel. And now I've invented an old-fashioned pasito? No, an old-fashioned DesPasito. And I'm going to sit down and enjoy it. Oh wow, I may have done too many experiments before making this video, but I've survived somewhat till the end. So I'm going to sit down with this and take it easy. Hope you're taking it easy and taking care. Hope to see you again sometime soon. Until I do, I will say cheers.